Hey gang, welcome to another episode of Digging with Seven. Me and Mike are back on the Colonial site that we found last week and then hit another spot that I had hunted, I don't know, a year or two ago, but they cleaned up a fence roll, and so we gave it a shot. We found some more flat buttons, some more Colonial relics. Hope you enjoy the video. Hey, by the way, go down into that lower right corner and click that subscribe button. We certainly do appreciate it. Me and Mike are back down on this Colonial site. This is the second hunt that we've had on this, and he got a signal here. Turned out to be a fired piece of lead bullet. Check it out right there. Broken arrowhead. Take them all day long, won't we? It's a good spot. We've had a good rain since we've been here, and the ground is a lot softer. Signal should be a little bit louder. And part of the problem of you being the filmer is that you gotta walk all the way across the field. Ooh, big dandy button. I see it from here. You know what? That's pretty close to, I found a dandy button right off that ledge right there.
That's one of them burglars, wasn't it?
That's a dandy. Mike dug another piece of copper or brass. Neither one of us know what this is. If you know, leave a comment. I've seen some stuff similar to that, but I can't recall to mind right now what it might be. And I don't know if that's bent, whether that was straight. A mystery. Mike's got another something. I'm gonna say it's a button.
It's laying just as I flipped it out. You can see it right here where it was laying in the clod.
Yeah.
It's still right
Hand
there.
it here to me. Let me see. That may not be a button.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a button. Got a shank on it.
Cool.
There you go.
It does have a shank. You don't find, not finding many of them here with shanks on them, but man, that's a nice button there. Nice button.
This might be a coin. I don't
Mike
know.
moved about 5 foot, and no, it's a button.
Oh, it's a button.
Yeah. But you can see the residue, the brass residue right there. Where that one came out. A little hot spot right here.
Yep.
Mike's working off the slope here. He said he's got a big button with a big shank on it. And he does. Big old coat button. Still got the shank. Shank's been over on it, but that don't hurt anything. That makes you number 4, doesn't it? Buttons that you've got today. Then I've got a button up here that I just heard the signal and opened the clod, and it's laying right here. I haven't touched it yet. There it is right there. Shanks broke on it, but that's okay. That's my first button today. I was beginning to wonder if I was going to find one. I'm gonna have to start hunting right beside Mike.
I don't know if this is a brooch or a shoe buckle. Sounds like we believe it's a shoe buckle.
I'm gonna have to walk all the way across the field, but he thinks he's got a good find here. Let's see. That's a nice find. It's some kind, it may be a sash buckle. Could be a knee buckle. Could be a shoe buckle. I don't know. You just never know, but that's a good find. That's something different right there. How'd that one sound in the ground?
That was about 65.
Solid?
Yes,
Yeah.
solid.
Buckles are one of the most common relics we find. The term buckle comes from the Latin word buccula. It refers to the clasp that is used to attach two ends, such as the ends of a strap or belt. The first belt buckles used by the Romans were D-shaped or square-shaped and were created by blacksmiths from iron. A few centuries later, iron belt buckles were replaced with cast bronze buckles. Throughout the 5th century, belt buckles became extremely popular in Europe, and by the 13th century, they had gone from simply being functional to also being decorative. The Roman military used buckles on their helmets, spurs, harnesses, boots, and other gear. This started the tradition of the use of the belt and buckle as part of military attire. Military buckles were used to show off an officer's rank or status, as well as to display vital information. Military buckles became considered valuable, so much so that victorious armies considered them spoils of war. The use of buckles on belts used on pants has been first credited to the 1600s, when sailors in the British Navy had to deal with the inconvenience of holding up their pants with a piece of string threaded through eyelets. This solution was quite inadequate when their clothes were soaked. Leather belts with buckles were able to provide the needed support even when their clothes were wet. In colonial times, buckles were commonly used for decorative purposes. Shoe buckles and knee buckles were used extensively during this period. The American Civil War had a huge impact on the way belt buckles currently look and are still among the most sought-after buckles by detectorists, especially those associated with the Confederate Army. And here's something you probably didn't know about the tongue and wreath military buckles. We all know that the tongue identified the associated organization, but why are so many of them surrounded by a wreath? Well, by the Renaissance period, wreaths became symbols of political alliance. So the wreath symbolized the wearer's alliance to whatever was on the tongue. So now you know a little more about buckles. The old house that's right there, and the old roadway that run down to the river's right there, and Mike's off over this edge.
This one flipped out when I flipped the dirt out. So there, right there. Ain't touched it.
Oh, that's sweet right there. That's got silver wash on it and a pattern. That's a nice button. You don't find too many of them. It's got a clover or something on it. Sweet. Under that hole right there, I found a pistol ball, a musket ball. Probably period. Mike is on fire today. We're using the same machines, got them set up the same. The only difference is he's got stock core and I got the 5x8. And he's getting his over signals and I ain't. Oh yeah, a little cuff got the shank bent over.
That read up 55, but it was solid as it could be.
You know, that's got a pattern around the edges and maybe something in the middle.
Oh, it does. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's got a little pattern to it. Reeded edge and maybe something in the middle. That's another good find. Big butt struck again. Well, here's a different find. You can see the residue right there was where this was laying, and I don't have it out of the cloud yet, but it's a spoon bowl. So that's a pretty good indication that we are on an old house site here. That's a good find right there. I'll take that. We moved to a different spot. They've cleaned up along the fence row, and I've hunted this quite a bit in the past. And I got a flat button here, little cuff button, still got a shank. That's a good find there. I'll see if I can catch up with Mike. I'm still working along this edge right here, and I've got a round ball. Little small pistol or pistol musket, probably, back in the day. Black powder bullet. Well, if I keep this up, I'll catch Mike. I've got another flat button here with the shank broke off of it. Right up along this fence line. I don't want to show too much here. They've cleaned it all out. Another good button. Well, we'll go through a little bit of a wrap up here. We came to this different spot here, and I found two flat buttons. I believe that one and that one. And then all of this pottery right here was laying right on top of the ground. I found that spoon bowl at the other one, and these pieces of brass, I don't know what they are. And then I've got a couple of round balls there. And Mike had the best day again today. He found two arrowheads, one here and one at the other spot. We don't know what that is. Big old dandy button, this piece here, whether it's a knee buckle, shoe buckle, sash buckle, don't know. And then 6 flat buttons all together. That there's pretty. And then that's the one that's got the reeded edge on it. Don't know if it's got anything on the front of it or not. But anyway, that's the crop.